Thanks for tuning in. We've got a new YouTube feature, In the News, which spotlights news stories of interest to captive daughters. Today, we've got two great stories from the Washington Post. On July 18, 2010, the Washington Post published an article of great interest to those of us who care about ending sex trafficking. The article was entitled U.S. Policy, a Paper Tiger Against Sex Trade in War Zones. The article noted an 8-year-old Bush policy forbidding government contractors and employees from engaging in sex trafficking in war zones. It has proved almost impossible to enforce amid indications that such activities are occurring in Iraq and Afghanistan. Bush's Get Tough language threatened criminal prosecutions for solicitation of prostitutes because many of the women are forced into the trade. Given that the policy against contractors engaging in sex trade has prosecution penalties attached to it, many wonder why there have been no prosecutions. For example, Martina Vandenberg of Human Rights Watch notes that there have been 0 prosecutions and suggests 0 efforts to enforce the law. Representative Christopher Smith of New Jersey suggested that if authorities really cared about the exploited women, they would not look away when those we are paying to do jobs for us are exploiting them. The State Department reported that allegations of contractors from such corporations as Blackwater, DynCorp International, Armor Group, procuring prostitutes were well publicized, but no contractors have been prosecuted and contracts terminated. Again from the Washington Post, July 19, 2010. We call your attention to an article entitled State Legislatures Step Up Efforts to Fight Human Trafficking. This year, throughout the country, more than 40 bills on human trafficking have been enacted and roughly 350 introduced. NGOs such as Human Rights Watch and National Conference of State Legislators feel the efforts signal that the lawmakers are gaining a fuller appreciation of the scope of human trafficking. The article reports that the law focuses on practices that have remained largely hidden. Traffickers' coercion of victims into becoming prostitutes, forced labor, or domestic slaves. The Post article said that the burst of legislative activity would seem to signal that lawmakers are gaining a fuller appreciation of the scope of human trafficking. Both articles may be accessed at our blog, The Captive Diaries, accessible via our website at www.captivedaughters.org, and at the Washington Post. The Post site contains comments posted about this article. Captive Daughters thanks the Washington Post for their strong focus on sex trafficking. That's it for In the News. See you later.